After I watched this, I was looking everywhere in my room, on the walls, and even under my bed to see if there was any kind of creepy crawlies around. Ugh. Now let's get started on my review for Infested. Let's go. What's going on, all my Flicksters? This is Jacey from Jacey Flicks, and I just finished watching Infested. Now, before I do get started with my review, please note this will be a spoiler-free review, just in case you haven't seen the movie yet, currently showing on Shudder. Also, please make sure that you hit that like, hit that subscribe, hit that notification bell to stay up to date on movies I'm reviewing just like this. So, Infested stars Theo Christine, Sophia Lasafare, Jerome Neal, and more. Residents of a rundown French apartment building battle against an army of deadly, rapidly reproducing spiders. Now, before I also do move forward with my review, please note that, you guys, this movie is in French, but it does have English subtitles. So do be noted, because I am used to watching anime in certain foreign films, so I'm used to reading subtitles. But if you're not used to that, just keep that in mind. All right, so spiders are naturally terrifying for many people, so it doesn't take much to make them the centerpiece of a horror film. The new French movie Infested capitalizes on this inherent fear, leveraging the creepiness of a few hairy legs and skittering moments to induce shivers. I know one of the things that I loved about this film was that you could hear the noise of the spiders as they're moving. It was constantly hearing that sound. It just was freaky. Directed by Sebastian Vinicic, in his first feature film, Infested manages to deliver enough scares to make it worthwhile, though it might not achieve classic status in this genre. The film echoes the playful horror of, like, let's say something like Gremlins. Troubles begin with an exotic spider that is brought to a shady store similar to the one in Gremlins in that antique shop. And it takes place in a suburban Paris housing complex that turns into an all-out chaotic mess once the authorities discover the spider outbreak. The officials know more than the residents and the audience, heightening the movie's paranoid tensions. The story follows Caleb, who is Theo Christine, a directionless young man living in his mother's apartment, scraping by with an informal business of selling stolen Nikes. So, as you can imagine, some things take place, and this spider gets loose and starts to rapidly lay eggs inside that room of his and inside that apartment. And this is when all chaos just breaks loose. Infested also delves into the relationship between Caleb, his sister, her friend Lila, and Lila's boyfriend Jordy, who is also Caleb's old best friend. These character developments don't really go far, and it just really acts as one of those vehicles to drive the story forward, but doesn't really dive deep into their growth and what they experience throughout most of the film. The movie does touch on social issues, low-income housing, as well as institutional neglect, but doesn't overemphasize them, which I did enjoy. The film's limited budget restricts the amount of spider action, so Vinicic relies on chaos and noise to enhance some of the tension during the spider attacks. This strategy keeps the adrenaline high, but can become a little repetitive. Ultimately, the audience is there for the spiders, and Infested delivers with a well-crafted creature feature with elements. Using both CGI and practical effects, you can barely tell which is which at certain moments of the film because of the lighting, which I love that he did. It effectively employs horror tropes like the mirror scare and the oblivious character with spiders over their head. The body horror through sparse is gruesomely effective throughout as well. In the end, Infested succeeds in delivering creepy, crawly horror. Despite the budget limitations and sometimes excessive character focus that don't show too much growth, it's the kind of film that makes viewers check their pant legs for critters and also their house, as you can tell from the intro. An elemental success for a spider movie for sure. So with all that being said, you guys, I'm gonna give Infested 3.5 flames out of 5 and a pretty fire rating. It's definitely worth the watch.
It's nice.
Although this film's main focus is in the frights and spiders, there isn't much growth in these main characters, even though it's spent a little bit more than it should be on the film. It's still worth the watch, like I've said, especially if you're at home wondering what to watch on Shudder. Alright guys, so have you seen this film on Shudder yet? If so, what did you think of this spider film overall? Were there any moments that made you feel creeped out or even made you shiver just like I did, or made you look around the room? Also, what are your favorite monster movies just like this? Let me know in the comments below. Also, let me know what you want me to watch and review next. Last thing before I do go, please make sure you hit that like, hit that subscribe, hit that notification bell to stay up to date. My name is Jacey from Jacey Flicks, and until next time, I'm out.